Welcome, flyers and bases, to week 2 of Flight Academy 2015, August 2015, Ariel's class at Wednesday Night Hop.
2015.
2015.
This is Paul of 2015.
This is Audrey.
Okay, today we moved on from connected partnered lifts. Last week we did the Russian, to disconnected aerial lifts. So today we did the froggy and then the throw out.
So the same safety fundamentals apply to all of our lifts. Go ahead and watch the review video last week. If you have any questions, please ask us before you move on. So all of the safety, as always, only with your own partner that you've practiced with. Only go up to what you guys can do. Don't try and suddenly jump past it. And warm up, stretch, be safe with your knees, be safe with your ankles, keep your feet apart, all the things we talked about last time.
Yep. So today we started off with footwork. And for the leads, it was the same exact footwork. It was rock on left, up, down, up. And for the flyers, our footwork is the same rhythm, but we're starting on the right foot this time, which is our normal rock step foot. So together, 5, 6, 7, 8, rock, step, up, down, down. We talked about how the up, in this case, is not a hop up, but just a kind of a breath on your toes so that you can get synced with your base.
The timing is 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5.
Cool. And then we moved on to partnering up.
So we started again from waltz position. We had railroad tracks between our legs to keep our feet from crashing. We just gave a rock step, up, down, up, and just jumped together. So in reality, the base is not actually going to jump, but we just want to practice our timing synchronization. So, hands.
Hands. Flyers, the important hand for support is our left arm. We're going to put it on the shoulder, on your base's right shoulder, where there's a platform, and we're pushing down and away.
So it's oriented such that there's a spring between us with the flyers' hand. If your hand is here, this is not a spring because all you can do is collapse.
Okay. And with our other hand, this is also providing support, so we want to make sure to lock our elbow and lock this angle right here, this shoulder. We don't want this to break and come back.
Bases, we're rotating our wrist in such a way that the flyer's wrist is mostly straight instead of broken like this. That'll resist any pain during the lift. Your feet are also about shoulder width apart. Your weight is over the balls of your feet. The way we made sure that you had a good balance was we just lifted the flyer up and walked around. So I have free right hand, I am just lifting and walking around, one arm support here and the other arm support over here.
Okay. This is a really good exercise, flyers, to make sure that we are engaging our left arm and keeping ourselves up, since he is not engaging his right arm to keep us up.
Okay, so we then talked about how the flyers fly themselves first. So I, as a base, am just going to go rock, step, base, and plant, and I'm just going to follow the flyer up, but I'm not actually going to provide any thrust.
So flyers, last week we talked about how to take off with a lot of punch. And that involved engaging all of our major muscle groups, glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, and rolling through our toes. That last one is very important to get that final last punch to really send ourselves through the ceiling as much as we can. So this exercise was to try and practice that in closed position. Okay?
We also had the flyers' hips come out back as they bring their knees up in order to not injure the lead in critical places. So the flyers' hips came back as they lift off, and then you see their knees don't actually end up forward of where they started. Leads, bases, I swing the hand under the shoulder and I hold it there and I start lifting from my legs as the flyer starts leaving the ground. So we combine our powers together. We'll do first the flyer only jump. flyer only, and then with the base also providing some thrust. Okay, and what happened here was my hand disconnects from the back in the top of flight, and the reason the flyer does not collapse towards me is again because of this spring resisting that.
Yeah, I'm really pushing hard away, especially because I am pulling my hips back in order to not knee him anywhere, which means that my shoulders are going to pitch forward. And in order to avoid colliding with my base, I am really fighting hard to push away from his shoulder.
We then went on to the actual throw out, and we said we're going to start with a rotating rock step. If you're the middle of the circle, we said we're first backing up here, and then the way the throw out orients is then the flyer skips positions. So it's a leapfrog, first base, then flyer. From the side, here's a throw out. Okay, and so you can see I go in front first, and then the flyer leapfrogs my position. So we started getting to this by first having the base back up, and then just have it jump in place, and then we gradually added quarter turns. And we do the turn by shifting our weight onto our left foot, leads, so I'm going to exaggerate this here. So I lifted my foot so you could see where my weight was, and then we moved on to 180 degrees. First here, and from the side. And then we started releasing our rear hand. And the reason the flyer is stable as they start releasing is because of their left hand.
Right. Flyers, remember how we were pushing against his right shoulder? When we're being released, we want to push even harder to open the doors up and to also prevent ourselves from falling over like this.
Bases, one final safety note, as your flyers are landing, they may have a tendency to come forward or pitch forward if they aren't pressing sufficiently, so be a strong base, get your hands up and get ready to catch them and support them if they are falling over. Mainly protect your ankles, start small, gradually build it up.
And flyers, in both the froggy and the throw out, it's important to note that you're jumping exactly the same way. So the froggy, we are jumping straight up. In the throw out, we're not trying to launch ourselves horizontally. We are still jumping straight up, and it is up to our base to rotate us around and then release.
All right, so good work today. We did our first separated flying. Next week, we're going to start on some flips. Oh yeah. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.